Let's tell some romantic stories.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Árni, and I'm from Iceland. Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
You made some kind of gesture.
I was trying to make a G with my two hands.
Okay, I can't tell if that looks like a G. If that looks like a G, let him know. If it doesn't, let him know. This episode is brought to you by Cthulhu's, the guys with the goods.
Where else can you get a chair like this? This is the Kingpin chair, and while I'm in such a huge chair, we want to ask you a huge favor. We want you to submit a video response telling us when, how, and why you watch Good Mythical Morning. We might put it in a video on our main channel. Happy Valentine's Day. If you didn't know it was Valentine's Day and you don't care, then okay, just happy day.
Just keep watching, though.
But if you have a significant other and you didn't know it was Valentine's Day, you're probably in trouble right now.
And we're trying to help you out here, especially if you're in the New York City area, because if you haven't figured out what you're going to do for Valentine's Day, you still have an opportunity to take your date to a sewage plant.
This is real?
Yes, it may not smell like a rose, but a New York City sewage plant is offering tours for lovers on Valentine's Day.
How could this be?
I have no idea. Obviously they're trying to bring some... Is there irony here that I don't understand? Because it's an actual news story. Jim Penn says the highlight of the tour will be the plant's giant egg-shaped digesters, which break down the noxious waste into harmless sludge and gas.
Boy, that, nothing spells romance like big egg-shaped sewage digesters. I've always thought that.
But here's the kicker. Penn says each Valentine's Day visitor will get a Hershey Kiss. I would do the smell test on the Hershey Kiss. I would make sure it was a Hershey Kiss.
Good note. I don't know that my wife would enjoy going to a sewage plant, but I will tell you what my wife did enjoy. Back in college when we were dating, one of my more romantic escapades, I think it's if it's ever going to be appropriate to share, today is the day to share it. And there's nothing inappropriate about it. So I don't want you to think that I'm going to share something inappropriate. Just romantic.
Okay. I wasn't thinking that.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you're scared that you may share something inappropriate. I think you're speaking to yourself.
I could at any point share something inappropriate. That's part of who I am.
I think that probably is true.
And I embrace it and then constantly battle with it.
We'll just share the appropriate version of the story.
Junior year in college, I think we've been dating about a year. So, things are getting a little more serious. Valentine's Day is approaching. I got to take things up a notch. This is our second Valentine's Day we were dating. Now, Christy went to Meredith College, which is an all-girls school, basically across the street from North Carolina State University, where I attended along with you. You were my roommate.
Not Meredith. I was at NC State.
And so was I.
Yes.
She was at Meredith.
The Meredith Angels.
I hatched this romantic plan.
Like an egg.
Like
an egg-shaped
at a sewage
digester. Digester. I can't say that.
Now, let me preface it by saying that our song, I recommend having a song if you're dating. That's our song is playing. Let's stop what we're doing and dance in public. Women love that kind of stuff when you dance with them in public.
Really?
Big Lionel Richie fans. For those of you who don't know who Lionel Richie is, you're lost. That's him over there. Well, that's a painting of him.
That's a rendering of him.
That's a lopsided rendering of him. Nicole Richie's father. Our song was...
That's how you explain...
To some of these people...
That is such an insult to Lionel Richie. Don't ever explain who Lionel Richie is
sorry, Lionel.
by referencing his daughter.
I'm sorry, Lionel. I'm just trying to get these youngsters here to know who you are. Our song was Lionel Richie's Stuck on You. I'm stuck on you. I got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose.
Hide? I thought he could hide it.
It needs to rhyme. Oh. It's already written. You don't have to try to rewrite it. Talk about insulting Lionel. You're going to try to rewrite Stuck on You? That was our song.
I think the remake, he said hide.
I hatched this plan that involved having to break in or to Meredith College after hours, the night before Valentine's Day.
And this is, I have visited Meredith College at times when men were not supposed to be there.
Oh,
And you didn't know about this?
no.
Okay, well, I have. And, they have Boy Day. It's like once a week. That's when boys could come. But
At night.
if you're smart, you knew how to get on campus when it wasn't Boy Day. And
Right.
it did not involve a wig.
But you'd have to, usually you drive up and there'd be a gatekeeper and, they would ask, who are you here to see? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then they would call, I guess they would call the father. They were very protective there. I don't know what they would do.
I had to get the dad's permission.
All I needed to do was get to her car in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And suffice it to say, I found a way to get in to the all-girls parking lot to the all-girls college. Snuck around. I found her car.
Good.
It was a Honda Accord.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter. That has no impact on the story. Except now you know the surface area of the Honda Accord.
Because that is important.
That's important. Here's what I did. I probably had 500 Post-it notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had taken all of them and I had cut them all into the shape of hearts.
Some kind of stencil? Or did you
I just did it by hand.
Like 10 at a time? 15
Well,
at a time?
I tried to do like 80 or 100 at a time, and that's impossible. I quickly learned that you could probably do 13 at a time.
Okay.
And you do the math. I cut 500 of these into hearts. And then I meticulously...
About 23 times.
I snuck up to the car. I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning before Valentine's Day. And I stuck the hearts all over the
Did
car.
you say 500 or 300?
I said 500.
Oh, okay. It's about 40
The
times.
Post-it notes covered every square inch of the car, heart-shaped, and then I wrote a note on one of them right there by a door, and it said, "I'm stuck on you."
Pretty good, isn't it?
She loved it. Now, what I didn't do is...
Hopefully you did not make that face or that voice when she caught you.
Hey, baby. Don't you like that? Don't you like what I did?
I advise playing it a little smoother than that.
More like your voice.
You don't have to use that voice. I mean, that's kind of my trademark, but whatever.
I wish I could have placed a camera or just camped out underneath her car, but I just let her call me the next day. She got up the next morning and I got the phone.
And she was happy. She wasn't inconvenienced.
Well, she was both. I mean, she did have to clean off all the...
You didn't go help her?
I just said, hey, just come over here, pick me up, and just drive as fast as you can. By the time you get here, whatever hasn't fluttered off, I'll clean up.
And you'll be arrested for littering.
I'm just joking. I came and cleaned them up, people. Don't be up in ours. But that's it. That's pretty romantic.
It's pretty romantic.
That's memorable. I'm riding that wave of romance from junior year in college.
You haven't done that in 10 years.
All these years
You
of
haven't
being
been that
married.
romantic in 10 years. Is really what it comes down to.
Got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't lose.
Okay, I've been romantic in the past. I'm going to be romantic this week. I'm not going to share my Valentine's Day plans because that would ruin it for my wife.
So it's not happening today. It's happening. It's a delayed Valentine's plan.
Well, you're watching my kids. Remember, I'm watching your kids when you're in your
Well, I just don't know how much you want to give away on Valentine's Day if it's delayed.
I want to tell
you
an
just
old
need to be
story.
careful.
This is back when my wife was 18, and we hadn't even started dating because we actually met when she was 17, but when she was 18.
And you were 31?
37, 38. Okay, that's sarcasm. Okay, when I said 37,
How old were you?
I was 21.
Okay.
Okay, so I was older. I was an older gentleman. 3 years older.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a Valentine's Day banquet in Fuquay Arena. And
nothing unusual about that.
And I did not... I basically had broken up with a girl before I started dating who is now my wife. And I said, I don't want to date anybody for a while. I'm going to take like a year off of dating. Just no women right now. I'm just going to just put that aside for a second.
You were boxing out the rebound relationship.
Yes. But then I met Jessie like so soon after that. And I was like, oh man, I really like her. And I really like to date her. But she's 18. She, I was in college. She was a senior in high school. I was like, I'm not going to date a girl that's in high school.
And of course, I was giving you advice that you should just go for love, man.
Yeah. No, you said not to date her.
Because she wasn't even in college yet.
But there was this Valentine's Day banquet. And so I was like, you know, and it was one of these things. It was sponsored by our church, where her parents went and my parents went, and so it was just like, it was a very like, this atmosphere is like, oh, it's kind of like just families hanging out. This would be the perfect thing just to kind of spend some time with her, but it's not a date. But I was kind of psyching myself out. Anyway, I ended up calling her house the night before the Valentine's Day banquet at like 11:30. Like way too late to call somebody's house, especially when they still live at home. And like, I got her mom on the phone.
Not to mention that you're about to ask her out on a date.
At like midnight the night before.
Less than 24 hours in advance.
And I had to call her house, and I was like, hey, this is Rhett. Can I speak to Jesse? And it was awkward. And then I get her on the phone, and I'm like, you want to go to that Valentine's Day banquet? And I knew I was being a jerk and kind of inconveniencing her and doing this thing at the last minute. Anyway, I learned later that she was upset with me because she thought that I was going to ask her to the thing like a week before that, and I wait to the last minute.
Like a normal, tasteful human being.
And then I take her, and when I was hanging out with her, I was trying to do this thing like I wasn't really dating her, so I like wouldn't open her door for her and stuff. I was a jerk, right? And then I wasn't really acting like I liked her because I was trying to play it too cool. She had a horrible experience. Fast forward 1 year later, the next Valentine's Day. Now we're dating. She's in college. We're both in college. I feel like it's okay for us to date now. We are dating. We're in a good relationship, but I said, I want to make up for, and I didn't tell her any of this. I want to make up for how I flubbed Valentine's Day at the banquet.
Flubbed, you know, is an understatement.
We went back to the same facility. I got my mom and my mother-in-law to set this up. We got the same facility where the Valentine's Day banquet was for the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And I got my mom and my mother-in-law to prepare the exact same meal, the same menu that they had at the banquet. And I got them to prepare it and serve us. And we sat like at the same place in this banquet. We were the only people at this place.
Oh, that's
we were just me and her.
You didn't invite the whole town of Fuquay.
No, just me and her. And we sat there and we had this meal and we recreated the experience. And then we did dance, but it wasn't public. You know, you said it's good to dance in public.
It's good to dance spontaneously whenever your song comes on.
And we danced to a little Lionel Richie because, you know, I'm a fan too. We danced to that song where it says, "Endless love." No, the one about being, I got this feeling down deep in my soul that I just can't hide.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. But anyway, that has become a great Valentine's Day memory. I don't think I've ever topped it.
And don't even worry about it. You know, you can probably ride that one a few more years. That was a great one.
Now, we don't mean to put any pressure on you because, listen, a lot of you people out there are single. You're not, you know, and a lot of you don't even believe in celebrating Valentine's Day, and that's fine. What are your plans? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Is there like an anti-Valentine's Day movement? How are you celebrating that?
Let's spin the wheel of mythicality and find out how we're going to end this episode of Good Mythical Morning. Suggest your endings, things that we can do in like 5 or 6 seconds, people.
We need some more because TBD, what that means is to be determined.
By you.
Yes.
In your comments. Facebook, Twitter.
Motivational speech.
So this is like Tony Robbins. You know what? Whether you're dating someone or whether you're single, whether it's Valentine's Day or any day, it's the first day of the rest of your life.
And you need to reach down deep into this part of your soul, down here in the abdominal area. And you need to grab that, and you need to grab hold of that in the same way that you're grabbing hold of life.
That's step 1.
And you need to pull it up. But
that's step 2.
But don't show any flesh. Don't show any flesh. You don't want to do that. Just pull it up and grab life by the abdominal area.
And then step 4, raise your hands into the air as if you're releasing it into space. And say at the top of your lungs, I am a human being.
And then breathe.
I matter.
And then breathe in the universe. Breathe in as much of the universe as you can. Hold it.
And then step 5.
Release it.
Release it.
Release the universe back into the universe.
Release the universe back into the universe. And we will see you tomorrow.